Hello friends. In Montenegro, there is a small issue for those who live here and have obtained a residence permit through a company. I'll tell you about it now and also explain what solutions exist for this problem. But before I begin, I encourage everyone to visit our website more often. There is a lot of information there about life in the country, about immigration, about starting companies, and about accounting service. And a significant part of this information is unique and hasn't been published anywhere on YouTube, including on my own channel. So visit the site, read the articles, it will be very useful for you. But now I'll move on to the issue. The thing is, banks have certain limits on cash deposits within a year. This is nothing new. These limits have existed before. We are talking about an amount up to 10,000 euros. Each bank has its own limits. So in some places it might be less, for example 3,000, but in most cases it's 10,000, although sometimes it can be lower. Moreover, in many banks, again, not all, but many, the limits are cumulative. How much you can deposit into your company's account plus how much you can deposit into your personal account. If these two accounts are in the same bank, then together they must not exceed this limit. So, to repeat once more, in most banks, this limit is 10,000 euros. So what's the problem? In the past, you needed less money to cover your company's expenses. Or rather, that's not entirely accurate. You actually needed just as much money as you do now, but no one was monitoring it. The lack of oversight allowed Russians, and not just Russians, of course, to violate local legal requirements, and as a result, pay themselves 4 times less in salary, pay 4 times less in taxes on that salary as well. Now, since 2023, this practice has come to an end, which was expected and something we had been warning everyone about for many years, that this would happen soon. And it started to require more money. Let's take a look at the screenshot to see how much was required before. So previously, as you can see, people were paying themselves a salary 4 times lower than the legally mandated level. In other words, not 450 euros as required by law, but only 112 euros and 50 cents. Well, and accordingly, taxes also quadrupled. And accordingly, the total per month was 232 euros plus some bank commission. So what is it like now? Let's look at another screenshot. And we can see that the salary has increased to the amount stipulated by law. In Montenegro, the salary cannot be less than 450 euros. And accordingly, the taxes have also increased fourfold. And now per month, you need 656 euros, which is significantly more than before. So let's see what is needed for a year. Let's look at the third screenshot. We can see that if previously you needed less than 3,000, now together with the bank commission, it's somewhere around 8,000. Of course, this doesn't mean that expenses have increased to 8,000 euros. The majority of this amount, as you saw in the previous screenshot, is your salary. Nevertheless, you now need 8,000 euros, which is already more than the limits in some banks. For example, Zamo Bank says that no more than 3,000 euros per year is allowed. However, this limit fits within the permitted amount in most banks. So let me remind you once again that most banks accept up to 10,000 euros per year. You can come in, lend your company up to 10,000 euros and use that loan to pay yourself a salary, bank commission, accounting services, taxes, and so on. But it often happens that, for example, someone deposited 5,000 euros into their personal account. And now he wants to deposit it into the company's account. He keeps depositing. He deposited for half a year, then for 8 months. And in the 9th month, they tell him, listen, you've already deposited more than 10,000 euros this year. We can't accept any more from you. Or rather, it's not that we can't, but bring us proof of where you got it from and we'll accept it. Otherwise, without confirmation, our limit is 10,000 euros. And since the overwhelming majority of Russians living in Montenegro, let's say 99% of them, have unreported income. Actually, not even 99%, to be honest. It's 100% unreported income. That is, they have no proof at all and they can't meet the bank's requirements because this money is simply unreported. They haven't paid taxes on it and they have no documentation. As a result, there's a situation where someone might not be able to fulfill their company obligations. What should be done? The solution is actually very simple. You need to start conducting business activities. That is, either real activities, accept payments from actual clients, whether in full or in part, that's up to you. Or if you don't even want to do that, then accept payments from your neighbor or say from your wife. Well, how is it? Not from yourself, of course. For example, make an arrangement with your neighbor. How about you pay me for a service to my company and I'll pay you for a service to your company and we'll both be happy. To conduct this kind of pseudo activity, you need to do fiscalization. Fiscalization is a special program. That is, you purchase a special program through which invoices are generated. You generate an invoice, and immediately the data is sent to the tax authorities that such and such company has issued an invoice to Ivanov, Petrov, Sidorov, and that he has to pay a certain amount. There are two types of fiscalization in Montenegro. We can help you with both. The first type is when an invoice is generated on the SEEP portal. It's very inconvenient. The interface looks like it's from the 90s. There are no management features at all, but on the other hand, it's simple, fast, and cheap. It costs 30 euros for 3 years. The connection process getting set up takes literally just a few days. To be precise, the actual connection is done in a day, but you need a few more days to request an extract from the tax office. So that's the first option. The second option is convenient and good. Everything is nice and neat. I have this option shown on my website. You can find the video and watch it. I mean, not on the website, but on the channel, sorry. And the cost is 155 euros plus 12 euros for monthly maintenance. In short, if someone is running a pseudo business and issues just one invoice a month, there's no need to overthink. It just go with the cheap and fast option. But if you are running a real business, issuing invoices through the SEEP portal will be inconvenient. It's better to connect a professional program, a specially designed program, a good program. It is set up for several months, so you need to think about this in advance. Friends, my name is Dimitri. You can contact me with questions about immigration or about accounting services for business. Goodbye, everyone.